Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
It is our psychology unit for the month of February, and today we're talking about something that has to do with supermarkets, okay? And supermarkets, of course, know something about psychology because, they want to sell as many products as they can.
Sure. One of my jobs in my past life was working for Mitsubishi, which is a Japanese company. And most people would think, oh, but they're a car company. But this particular company of Mitsubishi's sold apple chips. And they were like potato chips, but they were made from apples. They sold the company. Now it's Seneca that owns them. But we were always talking about how we could get people to buy more of these apple chips. And you have to pay extra money if you want them to be on a certain shelf or in a certain part of the store. It's really cutthroat in the grocery store business or the supermarket business. People have to pay bribes to get their product in the store sometimes because we have too many products, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah, lots of food companies out there make food products, and they'd love to be placed on the shelves of supermarkets. And, of course, supermarkets, want you to buy a bunch of food that you probably don't really need, but still they want to sell it to you anyway. So they can make some money, and the economy can continue to be stimulated and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's what we're talking about today. Supermarket shelf tricks, where they put the products on the shelves to get you to buy them. That's what this is all about. So let's learn more about this. Let's read the entire contents of our lesson right now. When you go to the supermarket, how do you decide what to buy? In modern grocery stores, we're used to having an enormous range of options. But supermarket managers want to manipulate your thinking to boost sales, and one way they accomplish this is by carefully displaying items in subtly appealing ways. Supermarkets study consumer shopping habits and devise tactics with them in mind. Sometimes this is as simple as cross-merchandising, which is when stores place related items like bread and peanut butter alongside one another. Another strategy is separating products into 4 levels of shelves. The highest level is the aptly named stretch level. It's often used for storage, though it shouldn't be used for storing heavy items. Shoppers don't usually opt to purchase products from this level because it takes more effort. At the next level down, which is eye level, products receive more attention. Stores put the products with the highest profit margins on this level. As some merchandising professionals like to say, eye level is buy level. Below that is touch level, which is ideal for products intended for children like candy. Kids will see these products and promptly start asking their parents for them. At the bottom is stoop level, where only low profit margin or very bulky products are placed. People seldom look down there, and it can be too demanding for some shoppers to bend down and scoop up a heavy bag. When you finally get to the checkout counter, you'll see many small, cheap items like gum, candy, or drinks. These can easily become impulse buys, especially when you're tired of making choices about what to get. These are just some of the ways stores exhibit their products in order to drive up sales. Next time you go shopping, think about why the items you're looking at are on a particular shelf.
Let's dive in, guys. We're talking about psychology here. Psychology is when people try to understand how the mind works, why people do what they do. And part of the tricks of the trade include trying to figure out, how someone's going to react to a certain situation. I just think this is really an interesting article. Why do people, or why do supermarkets, that is, put things at certain levels? And I think that this article is really interesting because some people never think about this stuff. I didn't before I worked for that company. I never thought, why are my potato chips there? And, why is that big can of beans down there? But we're going to find out. So when things are at eye level, it's just where your eye can see. Now, of course, everyone isn't the same height. They're not all tall or short, but they try to kind of find a happy medium, we would say, somewhere where the tall people can still see it and the shorter people have to look up a bit. So that's eye level. Is eye level really bi-level? Such a clever title. Supermarket shelf tricks. Sometimes we'll see supermarket, and a lot of times you'll hear foreigners, especially Americans, say the grocery store. I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to go buy some groceries. So we will use that often. I know we don't typically learn that term here in Taiwan, but you should get used to it because I think most of us say grocery store.
Yes, in modern grocery stores, we're used to having an enormous range of options. So yeah, we go into grocery stores all the time.
Yeah.
And we're just used to having, the cookies here and the sauces there and the dairy section over there. We don't usually think about people trying to put their products on certain shelves and stuff like that. We just want to get our stuff and go, okay? We want to go home, cook that stuff, eat it, and then start playing with our phones again. But yes, indeed, to be used to something means that you just kind of take it for granted, right? It's something that's been done and you're familiar with it, and you can't really see it any other way. I should mention that we've got the word used and then to, but most people kind of shove these two words together and say, I'm used to it. I'm used to the life in Taiwan, for example.
Yeah, with an S sound rather than that Z sound. I used that tool yesterday, but in this phrase, it turns into an S. We're used to. We're used to. You don't even hear the D, guys. So that's just spoken English, though. We're not very precise when we talk. So you're used to seeing a wide or an enormous range of options. Supermarket managers, the people in charge, they want to manipulate your thinking to boost sales or lift sales, make sales go up. If you manipulate somebody, it's not really a very positive word. It means you're trying to control them in some way. Now, with sales or marketing, they're trying to control you, not in an aggressive way. They're not trying to hurt you or get you to do what they want that way. They're trying to use the way your mind thinks to get you to make a certain choice or decision. So they're manipulating you. And one way to accomplish this, of course, is by carefully displaying items in subtly appealing ways. If it's subtle, it's not obvious. It's there. They're not telling you, up front, hey, we're putting it here, so you'll definitely buy it. They're not going to tell you like that. They just hope to influence you a little bit.
Right, they often say this to girls, be subtle. If you like a guy, be subtle. Don't come out and say you like him and you want to be his girlfriend or something.
He'll run away.
Exactly. Guys still like to have a certain amount of control. So yeah, be subtle. Maybe say something like, gee, I'm having so much trouble with my math assignment here and you're good at math. And then he'll say, well, I'll come over and help you out with it or something. So yeah. Be subtle. Don't really be too obvious, etc. So yeah, they want to be subtle here to manipulate your thinking, to get you to think their way, and of course they display those things in a subtle way. Okay, moving now to the next paragraph here. It says, supermarkets study consumer shopping habits and devise tactics with them in mind. So we're talking about the companies here, the supermarkets. Here in Taiwan, you've got, I think in English they're called PX Mart, which is Quanlian, and then there's Dinghao, which is Welcome. Those are supermarket chains.
City Super.
City Super is another one, indeed. I don't go there too often.
Oh, I go there a lot.
It's kind of far away from where I live. But these are supermarket chains. In the U.S., you've got, Safeway, and you've got Piggly Wiggly,
Kroger's,
and Hinky Dinky, and Kroger's, and Hy-Vee, various supermarket chains. And they will study consumer shopping habits, okay? They'll, maybe hire research firms or something to take statistics of products that people buy from their stores and stuff like that. And then they'll come up with these tactics. with those consumer shopping habits in mind. A tactic is kind of a strategy, and then you actually figure out ways to use those strategies to accomplish some kind of result. Military tactics, for example, are useful if you want to win a war, and this word tactic is most often used in the plural.
Now, sometimes this is as simple as cross-merchandising. Merchandising is the activity of just promoting the goods that you want to sell to people. So, in other words, it's just very similar to marketing, merchandising. One of my best friends is a merchandising manager for a department store. She makes sure that they buy the latest trends in fashion and stuff. So, yeah, merchandising. This word as a noun is merchandise with an S sound. But if you turn it into this gerund, which is noun plus ing, gerund, it's merchandising. So, sorry, it's a little tricky. People will still understand you if you mess that up, so don't worry about it. So we're going to talk more about merchandising, guys, but right now we're going to take a quick break, listen to our Chinese teacher, and then we'll be back.
各位同学，大家好。我们今天要共同学习的是 Unit8 Shelf Placement。我们先看到第一段第一句，我们到超市以后，到底决定要怎么买，是根据什么？In modern grocery stores, we're used to having an enormous range of blank. 好，第一题的题干就在这里。我们知道 of 后面一定要接上名词。接下来我们再往前看 an enormous range of 非常大的，我们也可以说就是很多的意思。我们看到适合的选项应该是 D options。我们非常的习惯有很多的选择 But supermarket managers want to manipulate your thinking to boost sales. 但是这些店长他们会希望能够操控我们的想法，促进他们的销售量。And one way they accomplish this is by carefully displaying items in subtly blank ways. 好，第二个，前面subtly 是副词，后面 ways 是名词。我们知道副词通常是用来修饰形容词的，所以这里应该选 E appealing 有吸引力的。这一些货品陈列的方式其实非常的有吸引力，但是呢，他们的处理相当的细致。接下来第三题。Supermarkets study consumer shopping habits and 怎么样 tactics with them in mind. 我们可以看到这里有一个对等连接词 and 的前面是研究 study consumer shopping habits. 由于有 and 这个对等连接词，我们还需要一个动词。超级市场会把这些消费习惯放在心上，再去设计相对的货物陈列的策略 devise tactics 我们选 A.
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Okay, welcome back. Again, we're talking about supermarket shelf tricks, how supermarkets study consumer shopping habits, and then they come up with tactics and strategies using these shopping habits in order to get you to buy more products, okay? So again, sometimes this is as simple as cross-merchandising. That's where we left off. What is that? Well, that is when stores place related items like bread and peanut butter alongside one another. So yeah, if you buy bread, well, then maybe you want some peanut butter as well, because you can put the peanut butter on the bread. I think people do enjoy their bread that way here in Taiwan. Taiwan. Americans certainly like that as well. We like our, what's it, PB&J?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, indeed.
For kids.
I don't really see those eaten too much here in Taiwan, but yeah, you definitely have peanut butter on bread. So yeah, in the supermarket, they might have bread there next to the peanut butter to get you to buy both items.
Yeah, one thing you'll see quite often in the supermarkets now in the States is you'll go into the area where the produce is, and they'll have bagged lettuce that you can buy. You know, it's already prepared for you. And right next to it is the salad dressing, which is a great way to cross-merchandise salad dressing and some of the dips that you can use on celery and carrots. I always buy those. They're very tempting. So when you use this word alongside, guys, it talks about the position of something. So it's next to or alongside or close to that person, but it's it's right there. It's very convenient. And darn it, you just want to pick up both those items and see what they've done. They've managed to manipulate you with their tactics. Moving on to the next paragraph, another strategy is separating products into 4 levels of shelves. And do you know what? Those makers who are producing those items pay different fees based on where on the shelf you are. So you're going to pay the most money for that eye level. You pay less for the top and less for the bottom.
Makes sense there.
Yeah.
So yes, they're separating those products into 4 levels of shelves. So let's go from top to bottom here. The highest level is the aptly named stretch level. Aptly here just means appropriately named. The name is fitting.
Well-suited.
It's well-suited for what the shelf actually does. Stretch means you just kind of move something left and right slowly, like you can take, clay or something and stretch it out.
Yoga.
Or you can stretch your muscles, yes, when you're exercising or doing yoga. And it's often used for storage, though it shouldn't be used for storing heavy items. Okay, that's true. On the top shelf, you'll notice that there are things up there that are like in the big boxes still, okay? They haven't been taken out of the boxes in some cases. And I can always reach up there myself. I'm tall enough if I want what's up there. But again, they're most often used for storage, which means you're just putting something someplace until you need it later.
I've noticed that the grocery stores I go to, like City Super, that import foreign items for people like me, they put the extra foreign items on the top shelf.
Oh, no.
On that stretch level. So, yeah, storage is just when you have something that you're not going to use immediately, so you put it someplace until you need it. Shoppers don't usually opt or choose. Opt is a great word, guys, if you get tired of using choose. Opt for something. If you choose to purchase products from this level because it takes more effort to just pull them down, I always have to ask someone to help me if I want something on the stretch level shelf. So opt. Opt in means you want to participate. If you opt out, it means you do not want whatever is being offered. For example, on websites, they're making you make choices whether they can track you or not. You can opt in or opt out.
Yeah, you can go to the baseball game, but you've decided you don't want to go, so you're going to opt out. I'd rather not go to the baseball game. I think baseball is boring. That might be what you say. But in this particular case, you might choose to purchase products from this level, or you might opt to purchase products from this level because it takes more effort. Actually, you won't opt to purchase the products from that level because you got to be strong to reach up there for stuff like
Tall.
that. And then let's go down to the next level down. That is the eye level, and products receive more attention there. So that's the level that is even with your eyesight there, which is the next level down from the top level. And I think that's probably the level where they want to put their products so that they can sell more of them.
That is true. It says here they put their products with the highest profit margins on this level. Profit margin, let's explain that. It's just the difference between what it costs for them to buy that product and bring it into the grocery store or supermarket and what they are then charging for it. And the difference between those two prices is the profit, the amount of money they make off selling that thing. So, yeah, they're going to put the items with the highest profit margins on this level. So, A margin. We also use this to talk about the blank area on a page that you don't type on or write on. That's the margins that they talk about. Or the parts that you do type on. If you want to change the margins in Word, you just need to go up and change calculations there. Those are margins. But here, it's just the difference between the amount that it cost you to do something and then the amount that you sell something for. That's your profit.
Okay, so here in the next sentence it says, as some merchandising professionals like to say, eye level is buy level. That makes sense. If you can see it easily, then you're probably going to buy that thing. And below that, the next level down, is touch level, which is ideal for products intended for children like candy. Okay, that's too far down for someone like me or Stephanie to see, but kids can see that level. So, of course, that's where the candy is going to be. And kids will see these products and promptly start asking their parents for them. Oh, Mommy, can I have some of that? It looks so tasty. If I don't get it, I'm going to cry and cause a commotion.
Yeah, it happens a lot as you go shopping with your kids. So they've got that level, which is the touch level. We've also got the stoop level. That's the very bottom. To stoop means you have to lean over to get something. As people get older, they start to stoop. So they put low profit margin items there or very bulky items. If it's bulky, it's kind of awkward, heavy, maybe kind of too large to put your arms around. People seldom look down there, and it can be too demanding for some shoppers to bend down or stoop down and scoop up a heavy bag. To scoop up just means you take something up quickly, and it's just like scoop up. We scoop up ice cream. Okay, you want a scoop of ice cream, but you can also say scoop up some ice cream. But here you're going to scoop up a heavy bag, lean down, use both of your arms, and pick it up quickly.
Or if you're doing construction work or trying to dig a hole in the ground, you can scoop up some dirt. Well, here in the next paragraph it says, when you finally get to the checkout counter, of course, that's where you pay for your items. You put them on the counter and they ring things up on the cash register. When you get there, you'll see many small, cheap items such as gum, candy, or drinks. I've noticed at my local Quanlian, they often have batteries and things there.
Batteries, yeah.
Yeah, you might need those. Oh, yeah, I need some batteries for the flashlight or something like that. And these can easily become impulse buys, especially when you're tired of making choices about what to get. So, yeah, impulse buys, that's just something you buy without really thinking too much.
Yeah, if you're an impulse shopper, it's probably dangerous for you to go shopping. You need to make a list out before you go to the store of what you need, and then you won't impulsively buy something. If you impulsively do something, you don't make a plan, it just happens. Maybe it's just this urge inside of you, this desire that you have. So it's best not to be buying these impulse items. Although I buy them quite frequently, I must say.
Me too.
So these are just some of the ways stores exhibit or show their products in order to drive up sales. To drive up just means you do something to make your sales increase. So next time you go shopping, here's our advice. Think about why the items you're looking at are on a particular shelf. See if this is true the next time you go to a supermarket here in Taiwan.
And as they say, never go shopping when you're hungry.
Yeah.
You might buy too much junk food in that case. Okay, that brings us to the end of our explanation for today. Here comes our Chinese teacher.
好，我们看到第四题，题干所在，在第三段 Another 第四题的空格 is separating products into 4 levels of shelves. 另外一种什么是把产品分成4个不同层级的架子。好，由于呢是在 is 这个 be 动词前面是主词的位置，我们知道只有名词可以放在主词的位置，因此第4格我们要去找名词 J， 还有另外一项策略。紧接着 the highest level 最高的这一层架子is the 什么 named stretch level。 好，我们看 name 是一个过去分词当形容词用，前面应该要放的呢是副词 stretch level， 这是我们所命名的，实际上它就是超级市场里面最高的 这一层必须要伸手去拿，这样子的名字取得好不好呢？取名相当的适当 aptly named。 请接着再看到第6题的题干 Shoppers don't usually opt to 是等于 choose to， 通常这些购物的民众不会选择 opt to， 后面要加的是原形动词。消费者他们不会选择从这个层级购买商品，因为要比较费力。再来我们看到第7题 As some merchandising， 后面我们看 like to say， 由于 like to 喜欢也是动词，所以前面必须要是主词，如同某些销售专家，主词的位置要放名词，所以 merchandising 我们后面选一个名词放了 F merchandising professionals。 再接着往后看，我们看到第8题 Kids will see these products and 怎么样 start asking their parents for them。 小孩子会看到这个眼睛这个层次的商品，看到这些商品之后会开始要求他们的爸妈。我们看 start asking， start 前面 start 是动词，要修饰动词我们需要一个副词，小孩看到这些商品就会马上要求爸妈来买。好，所以第8题我们选 H promptly。 接着第9题的题干 People seldom look down there and it can be too， 多数的人不会去看 stoop level， 尤其呢这个层次 it can be too 怎么样，to 后面需要的是一个形容词，太费力。For some shoppers to bend down， 要弯下腰来，太费力了。所以第9题我们选 I demanding。 好，再来我们看到第10题 These are just some of the way stores 怎么样 their products in order to drive up sales。 这些只是某一些方式而已。我们知道ways 后面常常都会加完整的子句，做什么事情的方法。商店展示商品的方法，为了要干嘛？促进销售量。所以要造成完整的子句，除了有 stores 主词以外，还需要一个动词。这里的动词我们选 G exhibit， 展示他们的商品，以促进销售量。That's all for today. Thank you.
That's all the time we have for today's lesson. We hope you learned a little bit more, so the next time you go to a supermarket, they can't manipulate you. We hope you'll join us next time for English Digest. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Tom. Goodbye.
Bye.